Hey guys, I'm here to talk about what your guys' project is for week one of continuous learning. And what we've created for you guys is a 1970s choice board. So you can kind of see the 1, 2, 3 steps that you need to do for today for this choice board. And hopefully you're doing that now, listening to the instructions. But obviously you want to go click on that choice board, and I already have it brought up over here. And I'm going to go ahead and put it in presentation mode so you can see it better. But we first have a 1970s video for you guys to watch. It's from the 70s. They were a series of documentaries on Netflix. They're super good, actually. They took them off Netflix. But this is just the intro to the 70s to get you kind of a feel of like what are some key events, stuff like that that happened during the 70s. So if you want to watch that, we would encourage it. But here's what your project is going to be about. You are going to have the opportunity to dive into depth on two topics of your choosing. So you're going to have a choice from 6 topics. You only need to choose 2. But after you've looked at the topics using the resources provided in the slideshow, you then need to create a way to display your knowledge that you've gained from this activity. So you're going to choose 2 topics, and then you're going to choose one, I repeat, one way to show the knowledge that you gained. So you can choose number 1, a Flipgrid. Okay, so let's say you chose Watergate and the Iranian hostage crisis. Okay, you would create a 2 to 3 minute Flipgrid over both of those topics. One Flipgrid for both topics. So you're creating one thing total. You're not creating something for each, you're creating one thing total. So Flipgrid could be 2 to 3 minutes long. That would just be you're talking about the stuff, and here's the requirements over here, but I'll talk about those here in a second. Maybe spend 1 minute talking about Watergate, 1 minute talking about the Iranian hostage crisis. So you could do a Flipgrid. And the Flipgrid codes will be posted in Classroom attached, either a separate material or attached to this assignment, but your individual teacher will be posting their own Flipgrid. So if you choose to do that, you can. If for some reason you cannot access Flipgrid and you just want to record a video of yourself talking about it, that's fine too. You would just turn in that audio file to Classroom. If you choose to do a Flipgrid, we would encourage that you make a private comment on this assignment to say doing Flipgrid or something, so then we know to go look there for you as well too. The second option to display your knowledge is to create an infographic. So you can do this digitally through Google Drawings, Canva, Pictochart, anything like that. You guys did an infographic with the Cold War, so you guys should be aware of how to do infographics. You guys know there's like lots of images, a few phrases. There's not big old paragraphs. So more so like the kind of creative type images, phrases, hit on those key things. You can have charts, graphs, whatever you would like, but more so giving that information through a visual with images and phrases. But no big paragraphs on that. And you can see the different platforms there. And then the third one is a one-pager or like a mind map. And that one would be done on paper. So say like you are tired of doing digital stuff, maybe you want to draw something and still get the information in there that you need to, but you want to do it on paper. You could do a one-pager. So for example, if you chose Watergate and Iranian hostage crisis, you could just split your paper in half, and half of the paper is devoted to that, half of the paper is devoted to the other topic. But you would use color, have images. You can use bigger sentences, stuff like that. On the one pager, but there's still another creative outlet that's on paper for you guys to display your information that you guys are learning. So it's really important that you guys choose the option that best fit for you. Like if you don't have access to something, then don't choose that. Okay, choose the topic, or not the topic, choose the method of creation that best fit your needs and your capabilities. What goes into the creation? So here's the info that you need to have. Basically, it's pretty simple. It's the 5 W's, okay? Who is involved? What happened? Like, what is it? When did it happen? Where did it happen? Why did it happen? What were the causes? Why was it going on in the first place? Number 6 is how did it impact the decade? So you can talk about how it impacted the 70s total, or you can talk about how it impacted the United States total. And then the last thing is you're connecting your social studies standards to the event. So like you can say what standard best applies to what happened for your event. And so that might be different per event, but you need to make sure you include those 7 things within the stuff that you are presenting. So within your infographic, You need to have those 7 things. But maybe you choose a Flipgrid. You need to talk about those 7 things for each topic. Okay? Maybe it's the one pager and you're drawing and writing stuff on a piece of paper, making it look visually appealing. You are addressing those 7 things for each topic. Okay, so remember, you get to choose whatever topics you want. You have to choose 2 of them, and you get to choose what platform you want to display your knowledge, but you need to choose what's best for you. So let's look at the topics that you guys can choose from. Or actually, whoops, I have some more info that you may need. So if you don't remember the Kansas Social Studies standards, we have them there for you. So remember, you have to figure out which standard best applies to your event. I did do some links for infographic platforms, Canva, Pictochart, Google Drawings, Google Slides, Adobe Spark. Any of those will work. And then, like I said, teachers will be posting links to Flipgrids in Google Classroom. So that's just some other information you guys may need. Here are the different topics. So you can choose Watergate, which was a scandal dealing with Richard Nixon that will eventually end in him stepping down from office. You can research the Iranian hostage crisis, which happened in the late 70s. You can research ping pong diplomacy, which deals with the United States and China's relationship. You can research the OPEC energy crisis. Basically, we ran out a whole bunch of gas with dealing with Middle Eastern countries. And you could research 1970s culture that just kind of embodies what was it like during the 70s. Or you could research the Camp David Accord, which was an agreement between Egypt and Israel, and the United States was kind of the mediator. So those are the topics you can choose from. How many do you choose? 2. Okay, something cool about this is that I linked all the slides that go with this. So if you go through this, you can see there's slides on each one. But if you wanted to, like say, I'm going to choose ping pong diplomacy. So I click ping pong diplomacy, it takes me to that slide. And what we've done here is created a resource page for you guys. So you don't have to go Google on the internet. We have already narrowed down the information. Please, please, please do not go Google. The information that you need is on these slides. So for example, I made a YouTube video about what was ping pong diplomacy. So you can see there's like a little lecture here. Okay, so I created that, and that's all the info that you need. I then have some kind of fun cultural things about ping pong diplomacy, and then I found other links about ping pong diplomacy. So you only need to use what's on the slide. On each slide, there's a little click here, go back to the choice board, brings me back to this slide here. Maybe I want to go and look at 1970s culture. So I click that. It brings me to it. You can see Mr. Ham has created kind of an overview, and then he has links to all sorts of different topics from the 70s. So, and then I click there to go back. Same thing with Watergate. Found a Watch Mojo video that's perfect, and then there's links to different resources about the Watergate scandal. So, you choose 2 topics, and we've already provided the information for you. It is on this Google slide. And then you create whatever you want to create out of those 3 options. So looking back at the actual assignment itself, once you guys get done, you guys will turn this assignment into this post here. It is due Friday. On your guys' weekly overview, we kind of have like a suggested timeline of like, hey, you should have this done by today, you should have this done by today, etc. You can see on your weekly schedule that we encourage you to have research done by Tuesday, have the first topic completed by Wednesday, second topic completed by Thursday, and have it turned into class on Friday. So it is due by the end of the day, meaning like midnight on Friday, your choice board project. So key takeaways, you get to choose 2 topics. You choose 1 method of displaying your knowledge. You include the 5 whys, how did it impact the 70s or the United States, and then what standard does it follow along with for our social studies standards. It's due Friday, and if you do it on paper, you do need to take a picture and turn that in. And then any other digital file needs to be turned in. If it's a Flipgrid, then just make a private comment, hey, I did a Flipgrid. And remember, your teachers are posting those Flipgrid links to classrooms. So remember, guys, if you have any questions, you can visit your teacher during their office hours time through Zoom. If this wasn't clear enough, or maybe you need some clarification on something, you can always talk to them about that. So hopefully that helps. Can't wait to see what you guys are going to create this week.